Jake DeRoff here with Maple Grove Radio, and today on the show I have Nick Tucker of Spark School of Music to talk to us about music lessons.
Yes.
Nick, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
All right, great. So first question, kind of history of Spark School of Music and kind of how you got into this.
Yeah, so I moved up to Maple Grove in 2014. We bought a house, and I started teaching drum lessons actually out of my basement. And it was awesome. We had a great time. And for the first 2 years, so basically from 2014 to 2016, I was teaching out of my basement. And then in 2016, our world sort of got turned upside down by my wife and I welcomed our first daughter into the world. And you can imagine having an infant and drum lessons happening in a house at the same time do not really mesh well. So my sweet wife said, hey, we got to get the drums out of the house. We got to go find another space. So we went into this super small, it was like 500, 600 square feet, something like that, unit right behind the Olympia Cafe in Osseo, which shout out to them, best euros. And so we were there from May 2016 until May of 2017 when we moved into actually the space I'm in now, which is conveniently right across the street in Osseo. And at that time, we had about 55 students. So we weren't, we were growing. We started in the unit behind Osseo with like 30 kids, and we're growing and growing. And so so this spot we're in, it's been since 2017, and since then we have grown from that 55 students to serving just over 300 students every single week. And actually, we had just opened a second location out in Spring Lake Park in February of 2020, which you can imagine 45 days later, due to the sweet thing of COVID, we had to shut that. We didn't shut it down, but it just, it didn't experience the same growth that we were initially hoping for, but it's growing again. And so now we're back at it. We're offering in-person and virtual lessons.
All right, great. So kind of what services, what instruments and stuff like that do you do there?
Yeah, so we offer what I refer to mostly as the rock band instruments. So we've got like drums, we've got guitar lessons, ukulele, piano, voice lessons, bass guitar lessons, violin, and viola. And just before COVID again, we launched an early childhood program where we were offering just general music ed classes to ages 3 to 5, which obviously again we had to shut down just because of the nature of 3 and 5 year olds intermingling with each other. You can't control them in distance as well as you can with older kids.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you have a little background in music then?
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Illinois, and I moved up to Minnesota in 2008 for college. I went to McNally Smith College of Music, and so I was there for I did my undergrad there, and from 2011 when I graduated, I started just exploring what I wanted to end up doing with this undergrad degree. So for a brief moment in time, I was, touring. So I was with a band and we were touring nationally and, just really experiencing the whole world. And then I would come back and I would teach lessons. And after a while, with a family starting and being on the road and all that stuff, it was not conducive to a healthy relationship. So I cut off almost or touring almost entirely, and I still gig around a little bit locally, with some bands and whatnot. But now my energy and time is really focused on actually giving kids the exact same experience that I had. So when I was in school, I actually didn't love music lessons, but I loved my music teacher. And so throughout that process, that's actually what fueled me to pursue music. It wasn't that I loved I loved practicing every single day. So what we've done is, so many music lesson places are, you walk into the building, and it's this sort of what I call the dentist office feel, which is, low pile carpet, fluorescent lights, like the whole deal. And we decided that we wanted to turn it all upside down and be like, let's give kids an experience that they want. So we created this space that we believe fosters creativity with restoring some of the historic building that we have in Osseo. So exposed brick, and so when kids walk into this place, they're excited about learning music. It's not this like, oh, my parents are making me do this thing.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. So with COVID going on, kind of how are you operating your business then?
Yeah. So, due to state mandate, everybody, as we're doing in-person lessons, everybody is masked in the building. We're tons of cleaning procedures with hand sanitizer and Clorox wipes and the same thing, everybody else is doing. But then what we've done is we never did this before COVID, but we have switched into offering virtual lessons as well. And it's been really amazing. We initially were hesitant because we didn't think that with new kids coming in, with a new student, how are we going to get them the same experience that we created here? And our teachers have done a phenomenal job at being able to start a student who has never played before, in lessons, and being able to do it all virtually. So it's really been super cool to have that happen. So yeah, operating in COVID with all the sanitary masks, all that stuff with in person, and it's all private one-on-one lessons, and then also operating in that virtual sense for people who are at risk or don't feel comfortable. It's a really great opportunity for them.
And I'm sure with some of the distance learning and kids at home and stuff like that, they can be a nice little break from things too, to add, if you aren't going out, to be able to add a little break in the day too.
Absolutely.
So if somebody is, looking to get some music lessons, how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so the two best options are, you can either, we've got a form on our website, which is sparkschoolofmusic.com. You can fill that out, and someone from our team will give you a call and really just chat with you and see if we're a great fit for your family. And then the other option is to just give us a call. So our phone number here is 763-445-9516. And yeah, somebody again from our team will answer any questions you might have. And yeah, see again if we're a great fit for you.
Okay, and then mention again where your locations are.
Yeah, so we have a location in Osseo. We're like right on Main Street, across the street from Abbey Carpet in the Olympia Cafe. And then in Spring Lake Park, we have a location right off Central and 81st. There's a new Hy-Vee being built over there. So that's always our reference point. We're like right across the street from the new Hy-Vee being built.
Okay. And then before we were talking here, you mentioned that you do have a promo going on right now that parents could take advantage of.
Yeah, so we're doing a free trial lesson for anybody who is interested. And there's no commitment or anything. We just, again, it's that mentality that we want to see if we're a great fit for you, and make sure that your kids are interested in learning music. Because the last thing we want to do is get some kid involved in something that they absolutely hate. So we found that doing this free trial lesson promo really gives kids the opportunity to experience something before they actually, dive in head first. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great. Anything else you want to share with us here before we go?
No, I think that's everything. Again, if you want to reach out, it's sparkschoolofmusic.com. or phone number 763-445-9516. And someone from our team will just give you a quick conversation to see if we're a right fit for you.
Okay. I do actually have one question before we go. What was your band's name back when you were touring?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I did the freelance thing for a long time. So I was never necessarily part of a band. But the one that I toured with the most at the time, well, I should say the two, there was a country band. They were called The Last Ride. They were actually local.
Okay.
And then another one was a guy, his name was Benjamin Dunn, and he went by the moniker The Wild Wild, and he was based out of California.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for sharing that with us as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you for being a guest with us today, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
All right. Bye.